Welcome to Chapter 10, Global Infectious Disease Initiatives. There are three primary diseases that are causing the most deaths globally and therefore are targets of special health initiatives that are put in place to prevent, diagnose, and treat. These three diseases are HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. HIV/AIDS is a viral infection spread by bodily fluids. You note that I capitalized saliva is not one of those bodily fluids. You cannot catch HIV/AIDS from kissing. It is spread by blood, semen, vaginal fluid, and breast milk. So sexual contact, nursing, also sharing of contaminated needles. Right now, HIV/AIDS is responsible for almost 2 million adult deaths and almost 200,000 child deaths annually. This number has gone down. You'll see with the global health initiatives in place that we've kind of reduced these numbers of deaths. And basically, the overall control of this particular disease rests solely on prevention. If people practice measures to prevent the spread of HIV/AIDS, we will see a huge decrease. Easier said than done. In some countries, it's a cultural norm not to use protective measures during sexual activities, and therefore they are continuing to spread the disease. But we do have several global health initiatives in place to help reduce incidence and either delay or reduce symptoms. These include the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, the Global Fund, and the International AIDS Vaccine Initiative. I was in high school during the AIDS outbreak in the early 80s, and it was a disease that had never been on the map before and really kind of boomed within the 80s and 90s. And luckily, we're making great strides in coming up with medications and medication cocktails to help prolong the lives, improve the lives of those living with HIV/AIDS. So we're going to move on to tuberculosis. This is caused by bacteria, and can actually affect any part of the body, but it usually settles in the lungs. It's been previously referred to as consumption. If you think about Tombstone, I don't know why this movie occurred to me as I was preparing this slideshow, but Doc Holliday had tuberculosis. And back in the day, it was thought that if one would move to a warmer, drier climate, that it would improve or actually cure tuberculosis. We now know that that's not true. It can only be cured with specific drugs. Not everyone affected with TB can become sick. As a result, there's two TB-related conditions: latent tuberculosis infection and tuberculosis disease. And if not treated properly, tuberculosis can be fatal. It can be treated by taking medications for up to 6 to 9 months. And there are 10 drugs currently approved by the FDA. However, the first line agents, the first 4 are listed in this slideshow. I'm not even going to try to pronounce them. That's beyond my scope of capability. And excuse the strange noises coming from the background. It's raining outside, so I have 3 dogs inside, and I've got one that is a very noisy breather, so sorry about that. Tuberculosis, we have community members, clinicians, and public health workers that play a major role in diagnosing, treating, and supporting those with tuberculosis. The global health initiatives, global efforts include the Stop TB Partnership and the World Health Organization. Moving on to malaria, this is a mosquito-borne disease caused by a parasite. Obviously, mosquitoes are parasites, and now you're going to hear the rain coming down on my roof too. People with malaria often experience fever, chills, and flu-like illness, and if left untreated, they may develop severe complications and die. Now, we think that this is not a disease that's present in the United States. It actually is. However, the vast majority of cases in the United States are amongst those who have traveled or are immigrating from countries where malaria transmission occurs, sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. In 2015, there were an estimated 214 million cases worldwide. Of those, 438 people died, mostly children in those regions mentioned previously. About 1,500 of these cases were diagnosed in the United States, and as mentioned, most of these are travelers or immigrants returning from countries where malaria is present. So, while malaria extracts the largest burden from Africa, it's been extremely difficult to control. The best way to control malaria is by the insecticide-treated mosquito nets. However, there's not a way to get these mosquito nets to everyone that needs them. So we've got weak infrastructures to address the disease, and really high costs involved in getting these mosquito nets to all of those that need them. So this is why this disease continues to spread and multiply. We are seeing control preventions made possible by the global support. So we're trying to make an effort in getting those mosquito nets to all those who need them. And we are dramatically reducing some of these incidences when we've got global support such as this. Okay, now I've got a dog on me. Sorry about that. So that basically, Chapter 10 was full of a lot of facts and figures, and I really just wanted to break it down into the nitty-gritty of these three particular diseases, since they really do cause the most deaths worldwide. Have a great week, everyone. Ask me if you have any questions, email or the discussion board, Ask My Instructor, and I'll be happy to help you out. Have a great week.